Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome, Gorilla Press news page members. I am your host, Trey Davis, along with Toaster Damas. We're here to talk about pro wrestling and everything that happened in the world of pro wrestling this week. It's been a very, very interesting week as usual. We're going to start off because it's kind of fresh while we're recording this, and let's talk about Monday Night Raw. What did you think about it? What did you think of WWE in general this week with your thoughts on SmackDown and Monday Night Raw?
I mean, WWE is not bad. It's just not a bad product right now. So I don't think I'll ever say it was a bad show right now, at least in this climate of wrestling. Um, so it's always going to be at least pretty solid to me, which is great. Um, but it was an interesting week behind the scenes.
Yes, we'll get to that. Yeah, I felt like nothing major happened. I think we finally got the explanation of why Paul Heyman turned on CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
That was a
In passing, uh, in a promo with Jay Uso. You saw that at the beginning of Raw. And then SmackDown can just really feel like filler TV because it's 3 hours long.
oh,
It cannot go back to 2 hours
too long,
fast enough.
too long.
It's way too long. It's a lot of wrestling. You get past all the entrances and all the just
I
BS,
believe
man.
that's USA that wants that, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're making a ton of money. They're getting all those advertising dollars. It's a whole
Crazy.
nother hour of advertisements for the USA Network. But
I
I do
appreciated
believe
Raw
they
more
are
this week for
going to
sure.
2 hours.
I appreciated
Was
Raw.
that?
I appreciated Raw more this week than SmackDown. Raw,
Oh, absolutely. I think
Raw is a
Raw
better
has
product.
outperformed SmackDown for months now,
Oh yeah,
because they can go off. I mean, they tell their story and then it goes off. So if the story is 2 hours, it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours. If it's 3 hours, however long it takes to tell that story, it doesn't drag. You don't have this. I feel like they fall into this monotonous type booking where, and it's very, very lazy when you have two people that are feuding and you have Nick Aldis always come out and announce the match. Well, what did you have planned, Nick? You got 3 hours. So logically, as a fan, we're supposed to believe that you're just like, you know what? You two can have a match right now. Is that not going to mess up the timing of the show, Nick? What are you doing here? No. What is WWE doing here? I'm not picking on Nick Aldis, an excellent performer he is, but WWE, the writing team, hey, you've gotten pretty lazy on SmackDown. I get it's a 3 hour show, but just having Nick Aldis come out and play the old Teddy Long role, it makes me think that Vincent Kennedy McMahon is back in the booking room. What is going on?
I don't know about all that, but
Lazy booking, man. It reminds me of the old days of Teddy Long coming out and saying, you know what, player?
tag team.
We're going to have a 6-man tag and one of those participants is going to be the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was every single week. It was the opposite of must see TV. You could miss it because it's the same shit every single week. Um, but overall, nothing terrible. Nothing terrible that I can think of on my TV this week as far as WWE is concerned. Um, there was a little bit of an uproar about the AAA news,
That's
and
big. That was big.
yeah, let's talk about that. We didn't talk about that in the pre-production meeting, but I'm going to spring it up on you here. How do you feel about Alberto Del Rio or Alberto
But
Del Patron?
yeah, I
I
think they call
believe
him Patron, right?
it is now. How do you feel about WWE acquiring him and keeping him in AAA?
At first, I thought it was just a deal with, like, he was a part of the AAA deal, like, but no, they signed him for real, like, after the fact, right? Uh, I'm not one of these guys like, oh my God, they hired him. How could they do that? I mean, my only complaint is that he's old.
Yeah, he's not getting any younger. He's definitely gotten older. But I mean, you see a lot of guys now. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of guys, but guys like a AJ
Oh, they're up
Styles and,
there.
and some others
CM
that can
Punk.
still perform well in their still perform well into their 40s. My issue is really not his age, and I you know what, I don't have an issue. I don't, and maybe I haven't done enough research into this whole situation and the relationship he had with Paige, and then
Yeah, maybe I don't.
supposedly kidnapping a woman and holding her against her will.
What?
But in the court of law, according to Keeping It 100 with Conan, where he talks about WWE acquiring AAA, he's never been in any kind of like um, I don't know. He's never been to prison. He's never he you know what I'm saying? He's never served any kind of time. He was found innocent in all of that bullshit that happened. So
Okay.
my thing is, he can give you the icky factor. He does give me the kind of he has kind of a creepy factor. Maybe he just plays his character well. I don't know. I don't think he's supposed to be creepy, but to me, he does. He does give off a weird vibe. But I have no problem with him acquiring him, and it doesn't matter. WWE fans, remember, they acquired AAA. He's their kind of face. He's their champion. He's been their champion. He won the championship at their main show against Nick Namath or name. God damn it, Dolph Ziggler. I'm just gonna say that he beat Dolph Ziggler for it. So my thoughts on this is that they're going to keep him in AAA. It's not, and if he comes to WWE, it would be kind of a one off, I would think.
No
With like a
idea.
combined show,
I'm,
you're not going to see him in WWE regularly, I would think. So what's the big uproar? I don't know, man. I think he does bring something to the table. I think he has like a superstar mentality like that. Just that he carries himself like a champion. I have no problem with him acquiring his
I'm
contract
sure he's going to be
along
on the
with
show.
AAA.
I'm sure he's going to be on the shows that they're going to do, like Worlds Collide, that they're going to do.
Yeah,
You would assume.
yeah, yeah. But it's not. I don't think he's going to be on there regularly. I think he's there to anchor the ship in AAA. They still want to make AAA a thing. So I wouldn't take every star from AAA and put him in WWE.
I'm curious how the Worlds Collide show is going to be. I'm curious how they do all that with AAA and WWE, NXT, all that.
With it being the same day as Money in the Bank, yeah, I think that's a day as a wrestling fan carve out and be like, hey, the hell with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I've got to contribute X amount of hours
And
today.
and it's such a better name than the Forbidden Door.
Oh my god, I can't stand it. Oh my god. Oh,
Isn't
it
it though?
sounds
Like
like
it's
the
like
title of a gay porno.
oh
Uh, it.
AEW, the Forbidden Door. Like
Oh, he's gonna open the forbidden door.
and WWE is
Oh my
and WWE comes
god.
out and does it and goes, Worlds Collide. It's like
I like that way better because it's worlds colliding. You
yeah.
got this universe or this in this universe, they're colliding. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
Yeah, the Forbidden Door just always sound very erotic and just kind of creepy to me. I thought it, and it sounds so dorky,
yeah, it's
man.
just geeky. It's geeky.
I can't stand
It's
it.
so geeky.
Um, and it was like it was a term before they named that pay per view Forbidden Door. It was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people would say, yeah, people would say it online. Oh my God, he's opening the forbidden door. They're opening the forbidden door. They're doing. I'm like, shut up. Ah, I don't know why I can't stand it, man.
I
I
can't.
can't stand it. You get it. You get it. All right, on to the biggest news of the week. And that is the layoffs that WWE does. Everybody is outraged. Everybody is going crazy over the layoffs. They do this every single time WWE doesn't renew a contract or lay somebody off. They get all up in arms, but they wonder how WWE is so successful. This is part of the reason why they are successful. They have to free up money to bring in a Rusev, Aleister Black, and all these other people that you get excited about. So while at the end of the day it is terrible when anybody gets laid off or loses their job, let us not forget this is a business. And if you look at each and every one of those talents, they either one, reached their ceiling in WWE, two, were handed the ball on several occasions and were there for many, many years and were unable to really turn the crowd into a frenzy over their character and over the storyline. Okay? So they failed. They were handed the ball
But
and they
also,
failed.
we don't know.
And I can make an argument. This is not an opinion. I can make an argument for all of these points. Okay? And just remember three, my last point. In an age where a very oversaturated market, when you have MLW, when you have NWA, when you have AEW, when you have New Japan, when you have All Japan, when you have Noah, when you have TNA, I could go on for days.
Yeah, you can go.
These people will land on their feet. I can promise you there is a home somewhere for these talents. And, wait a minute, I'm going to make one last point. Number 4.
Sure.
It's not like you can't get hired back to the WWE. But my biggest point in all of this is that fans, please quit acting like this is the biggest outrage, like this is the worst thing ever to happen. It happens every single year, but you act surprised every year. Let's go back a year from now. A year from now after Mania, they do the spring cleaning. They do it every single year. But I guarantee the fans will forget next year, and there'll be another ridiculous outrage. Oh my God, you got rid of Otis? I'm done.
Done. But we don't
I'm
know
done.
how they are backstage as employees. We don't know them as real people. That has a lot to do with it too, you know. People are there being their bosses going, oh, this guy doesn't work so hard. Oh, this guy does this. We don't know. You don't know.
The bottom line is it's all about the bottom dollar. Are people paying ticket prices to come see Dakota Kai?
But people,
Are
my thing is,
people
nobody talks about these people,
purchasing Peacock to see Braun Strowman?
but nobody talks about these people all year round. All of a sudden they get fired. They're the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah. Oh, they dropped the ball with this person. They dropped the ball with, oh, they could have done better with this person. They could have done better with that person. Dakota Kai, they let go all the way through a tournament, get all the way to the finals, and lose. And then she remained competitive. This is my example of them handing her the ball by defeating the girl that's with Chad Gable. I can't even think of her name right offhand. Okay?
Maxine,
So they continued to book her strong.
from
She
the other
lost in
one.
another match against Lyra. She was unable to connect to the audience. Go back and watch her entrances. Crickets. Crickets. She did not get over as a heel. She did not get over as a face. I don't care if she's great in ring. In ring is a dime a dozen. And everybody complaining, well, what do I want to get rid of Lyra? She's not over. She just now came in. Whereas Dakota Kai had been there for years, man. Years. So while Dakota Kai is a great talent, I'm not taking nothing away from her. She was unable to connect with the audience. It's about the bottom dollar. Braun Strowman reached his ceiling, man. He got over several super heavyweights. He did a great job. He's been there for years. He's accomplished a lot. He was a Universal Champion, defeated Goldberg at WrestleMania. They did everything they could with Braun Strowman. Is the company going to suffer because they got rid of Braun Strowman? No. I know all that sounds cold, but
No, it doesn't.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just
It
saying.
doesn't. I mean,
And if you're a fan of these talents and you're really pissed that WWE got rid of them, stay tuned because I guarantee they're going to show up somewhere.
that's what I'm saying too. If you like wrestling so much, they're going to be somewhere anyway. Go watch them there. Go watch them in MLW.
There you go.
Like
TNA,
seriously, you're such a wrestling
AEW.
fan. You're such a big wrestling fan. Go watch them there.
Yeah.
They're gonna show up somewhere.
So with all this talk of the layoffs, that only means one thing, and it's time to bring it back. Hire or fire. All right, here we go. All right, let's start off. Nostradamus, you got your own wrestling company. You're starting off, you're saying, damn, I'm looking at the free agents. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, who do I want to hire? But who would I fire if I had in my company? Okay, so let's start off with Dakota Kai. Do you hire or do you fire Dakota Kai?
I mean, if I'm not WWE, I'm hiring her. I think she's a good talent. She just didn't get over here. She didn't get over in WWE. You know, doesn't mean she can't get over someplace else.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna say because she is good in ring and now she has a name for herself. I would hire Dakota Kai. Absolutely. So now when you go back, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I thought you just buried her, Trey. No, I'm saying from WWE's
She's
perspective,
not bad.
I see why they got rid of her. But
And
as,
guess what? She's kind of up there in age.
yeah,
So I
she's
mean,
been there for a while. She has been there for a while.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Alberto Del Patron. Do you hire or do you fire him?
I mean, I probably do neither. If I had him, I would just let his contract run out like WWE likes to do nowadays. But
Right.
I guess in this game, I'm gonna go fire him.
Okay. Yeah, with him being a little bit of an older talent and being troublesome in the locker room and burying a company that he's been with, I don't know if I would trust him too much. Decent in ring. Hey, he's got a name value. I give him that. But you know what? You're fired, you son of a bitch.
He's fine.
I love doing the Vince McMahon firing voice. It's the best. All right. Let's go on to this one. This is another tough one. Braun Strowman, being the age that he is, being the size that he is, the name value, do you hire or do you fire Braun Strowman?
I'd hire Braun Strowman. If you look back, I mean, Braun Strowman did a great job with Bronson Reed. You know, put him over, put over Fatu pretty well.
You know, for his size, he did some crazy shit with the drop kicks and shit that he would, you know what I mean? Like, you got to give it to him. I felt like every time he's in the ring, he worked his ass off. I would absolutely hire
He's a
Braun
big guy.
Strowman as
He's a
long
big
as his
guy.
asking price wasn't too much.
A big guy to have on your roster, bro. You know, it's not a bad guy to have
You
on
don't
your
even
roster.
like, and if you don't have the money, you can't afford him on if he's being used per appearance. Then, maybe you have this guy just come in every once in a while on a big show and just wipe everybody the fuck out. I mean, there's so many ways you could book a monster like him. I would absolutely hire him.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
sure.
doubt, no doubt about that. Okay, let's go. Let's look at this one. All right, I mentioned him earlier because I do feel like he's a future endeavor. Do you hire or do you fire Otis?
Otis is a great character.
He
If
is.
you're looking for that,
And you need that comedic character in there sometimes. Look, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to say this from a WWE's perspective. This guy's getting featured endeavored, I feel like, for too long. He's over with the crowd, though. So that's going to keep him around for a while. You know what? I would hire him because you need some comedy
yeah,
relief,
no, I'd
man.
hire
You
him. I'd
need some
hire him.
comedy relief.
I'd hire him.
Yes. So not very many firings
Nah,
this
nah.
week, but
They're not bad
yeah.
talents. I mean,
Right, right. I mean, hell, it's the best of the best. Look at it like that. And sometimes you gotta You got to cut. You got to cut to make room for other talent and to be able to make a
There's
good
always
profit.
somebody better than you.
Yeah, man, it's just the land. It's the
Or
land of elite, basically,
they
in
just
WWE.
don't need you. They ran their course. That's it. They're moving on.
That's the issue with Strowman. They have reached their ceiling
They're
with Braun
moving on.
Strowman. There was nothing left to do with Strowman.
They're moving on. That's it. That's it. It's simple.
Put over Gunther, Bronson Reed, Jacob Fatu. Excellent angles. The guy did his job. He did a great job, and he had his run. I just don't think there was anything left for them to really do with him. And you don't want to see him just get jobbed out, guys. You see some talents that hang on forever, and they end up becoming the jobber, basically. So, it's good that he went out somewhat on top and putting over, top heavyweight talents that he did. So, yeah, that's admirable, man, for real. All right, man. I think that is gonna about wrap us up. We're gonna one last little thing before we get out of here,
What's that?
and that is the what the fuck moment of the week. Woo! Yeah. All right. So what the fuck moment of the week before we get out of here, and I'm gonna have to
I got
go
one.
with the crowd's response, the internet's response to the layoffs, because it's like I said, it's the same thing every single time. How outraged they get and how, oh, they could have been booked better. What's wrong with them? Blah, blah, blah. Guys, it's a business. You want to see Black come in? You want to see Rusev come in? You want to see Jeff Cobb come in? You got to make room for all this talent. Yes, there's a ton of TV time. I heard that. I get that.
It happens.
It happens. Shayna Baszler. I heard a lot of people complain about her. Hey, I think she was a victim of the Vince McMahon booking before Triple H got a hold of her, which means they beat her too many times. She wasn't believable as an unstoppable
Possible.
MMA heel
Possible.
anymore.
Yeah.
And it you know what I mean? Like, so I think Triple H did the best he could with it. But hey, guys, chill out. But there's plenty of places to go. Plenty of places to go. That's my what the fuck moment of the week.
Mine, it's more than just a week, but Seth Rollins is a heel, but he's still getting pretty good reactions, right?
Right?
There's an easy,
I have noticed that.
there's an easy way to change that. Very simple.
I already know. I'm already ahead of you on this one. Can I guess it?
Yeah, sure.
Get rid of that fucking
You
music.
gotta get rid of the music, bro.
Yep.
Gotta get rid of the music. You want to be a heel?
Fans love chanting along with it.
Gotta get rid of the music.
You got to get rid of it.
Gotta get rid of it. That's my what the fuck moment.
Yeah. I mean, you go to an arena packed full of people. They're hyped up. People been drinking. You got kids that love singing along to that shit.
It's fun.
Adults, yeah.
But you're not fun
It's
anymore,
fun.
Seth Rollins.
Get rid of that fucking music if you want to make him a heel.
They're doubling down on it too. They got Paul Heyman going, whoa. Paul Heyman.
Well, they're in an uphill battle, and I'm going to tell you why they're in an uphill battle. Because you have a guy who's very respected by the fans, and that's a Paul Heyman. He's a Hall of Famer, okay? Then you have a guy with very catchy fucking theme music that works his ass off in ring and has almost a face-style moveset. Then you have another guy who is fucking badass and is getting all this attention on the internet for spearing people out of their boots. So that makes him way over because he's a badass and they book him like a badass. Okay?
Heyman's the
So
only one getting booed.
You have three guys the crowd doesn't really want to boo.
Heyman's getting booed.
Who wants to boo Braun Strowman? This is a badass. He's not running away from any fights. Who wants to boo Rollins when he's got that catchy ass music? And who wants to boo the Hall of Famer, one of the best on the mic to ever do it, Paul Heyman. They're on an uphill battle, man.
Paul Heyman got those
I
boos,
like the
bro.
stable. I like the idea of everything, but
Paul Heyman got them. Paul Heyman got the boos. He's the best. He knows what he's doing.
he is, and he still knows how to get the boos. But there's a select amount of audience that I feel like will not boo him anymore.
Huh.
He's gotten to where in that situation where Ric Flair got in his career, where Ric Flair just kept trying to be a heel, and the crowd just kept rejecting it. Nobody wanted to boo him. He's been around for so damn long.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's a great what the fuck moment of the week, guys. That's gonna about do it for us this week in the world of professional wrestling. Any AEW thoughts? We forgot to talk about them last week as well. Do you have anything to talk about AEW?
No.
Owen Hart Cup coming to an end. That should be interesting. We'll try to talk about it next week. I will watch Dynamite tonight, see what we can come up with. Owen Hart Cup coming up. That's interesting. I do think that there is potential in a Tony Storm, Mercedes Moné money match. TBS champ versus world champ. I think that is interesting.
Yeah.
I will talk about that next week.
That's a
I'm
big
going to put
match.
that
That's
down
a
in my
big
notes.
match. That's a big match.
That is a
It's a
huge
match.
fucking
I would
match.
watch that.
I think when Moxley finally loses the title, I think it's going to be a big moment because nobody wants to see him with the title.
Yeah.
And that will not come till their July event, All In. It'll be Ospreay or Hangman. I think it'll be Ospreay that ends up getting the nod there. All right, that's our AEW thoughts this week. I'm sorry, guys. We will try to talk about AEW more next week. No slide on them. Just a lot of stuff happening in the world of WWE. So we're going to get out of here. And remember to share and comment on this podcast. If you have a friend that's a pro wrestling fan, please bring them to the Gorilla Press Wrestling news page to watch this podcast, or send them a link to our Spotify, Apple Music, or on any platform. Remember, our success is your success. Thank you, Toaster Damas.